So I've been struggling for a little while now with my general well-being, my health, and it all started more or less when I became a parent. And then COVID happened and either people got super fit or not, and I was definitely in the not camp. Anyway, fast forward to November 2024, and I get a text from a mate of mine called Curtis. We've known each other for a little while now, and we've gone camping together, we've gone out for breakfast together, and probably most of those times I complain about my health and like my general well-being and how I want to get in shape, how I want to get into the best shape of my life, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he remembers this, and he starts becoming, or going back to being a PT and online coach. And he texted me and he was like, Dave, let me take you under my wing. Let me get you to where you want to be. Anyway, I looked at this text and honestly, I was just thinking, that sounds like a lot of work. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that this was a gift, like an actual gift. My friend wanted to help me get fit again. And so I said, yes, of course. So disclaimer, this video is, I suppose, sponsored by Curtis and his online coaching company, Renegade. He didn't ask me to make this video. I just thought it would be nice to document this. He didn't pay me anything. He's just a really good guy that just wanted to help a friend out. But the laws in Finland about this kind of thing are pretty strict. So just so you know, he gave me his coaching program for free. That's all. All right, let's carry on.
Last week, Kat was in Spain for a few days. Every night I was just like eating whatever the hell I wanted. I was just like, oh, this is great. Felt like shit afterwards as well. Like any excuse, you know. So I think nutritionally is going to be a big thing, but also like the mental side and my relationship with food as well. Like it's definitely a shoulder I cry on a lot, and it's something that I'm completely aware that it's like an emotion. I'm an emotional eater, and I recognize that completely, and I know, but it's just like it's hard to stop.
Yeah,
It's like an addiction. I'm addicted to food.
Yeah, I think in those moments, the best solution in those moments, you know, reach out to me and have me as the person you have to fucking tell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think, like, you know, if you eat something that you shouldn't, you know, you just send me a message or you put it in my fitness pal and you log it there honestly, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we'll kind of work through it together.
So, here we go. Day one. No, wait. Hold on. Day 114. That's today. So I knew I wanted to make a video about this process, so I started filming like every day, and I quickly realized that it was more or less the same stuff I was filming every day. You know, I was cooking chicken, I was making broccoli, I was cooking rice, I was going to the gym, and like this was every day, like it was the same stuff. So I thought I would kind of start this video at the end, or let's say at the end of this, to actually be able to quickly show you some results and some stats. I love stats. But I will do a quick recap of those first 3 months. So day one, Curtis sent me a challenge, and this is how that went. So Curtis has got me doing 200 squats, 100 push-ups, and 4 times 30-second plank. I wasn't gonna film anything, but I'm already struggling. Oh man, I really needed this. This is a wake-up call. I thought I'll just knock this out real quick. 200 squats, just bash them out. 100 press-ups, yeah, no problem. I can't even do like a full press-up like this. Okay, that's one. One. I'm gonna have to do the rest like half, like this. Even this is hard. He said I could do it over 3 sessions in the day. The plank went okay. So I just want to sleep. My body is trying to like go into survival mode now, you know? It's like, just go to sleep, mate. But no, I will get them done. So as you can see, I was in a bad physical way. I could barely do one press up, and that was a big wake up call for me. Like, I've always been like a big guy, but I've always, you know, I could always do a couple of press ups, like at least, and not being able to do even 2, I was like, man, this just came at the right time. But a couple of days after that, we actually met up with Curtis and went to the gym together, and he gave me like an in-person session, and oh man, just watch.
Drop down, bring your bum down, chest up, squeeze through. Bum down, chest up, to your legs. Good, keep it nice and close to your legs. Heavier, and yep, good. Bum down first. There you go. Take your time. I did warn you though.
Yep.
I feel like that was.
Genuinely thought I was going to pass out there for a second.
Come sit on the ground over here. Good. 1, 2, 3. Well done, mate. 9, 10. 2 more. Pull back. Let's go. Good. 11, 12. 7, 3 to go. 8, come on, I'm here. Let's go. Proud of you, mate. Well done. Thanks, bro. Good session.
So yeah, that was another big wake up call for me going through that session and genuinely nearly passing out. And the stuff he had me do wasn't even that hard. It was pretty basic exercises. And I think after this, Curtis was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, what have I signed up for? But like I said, Curtis had set me a workout plan and a nutritional plan. And those first few weeks, I think I was on maybe 2,400 calories or something, so a little bit under my maintenance calories, so I should have been losing a little bit of weight at that time. It's weigh-in day 14. Last time I weighed was at the in body thing, which was 135. 133.6. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. What I forgot to mention was at the start of this process, I did an in-body scan, which is where you hop on a scale and it sends, I don't know, some kind of electricity through your body. I don't know how it works, but it measures your fat and your muscle and like all kinds of like metrics about your body. Yeah, so I did that at the very start, and 2 months later, I hopped on it again to see if there'd been any change. It's really handy. It goes into your app so you can compare. So I'm going to give you some stats now from day one. Day one, I was 136 kilos and my body fat percentage was 29.7. So let's say 30%. Yeah, not great. Really, really not great. So after that first scan, my goal was to lose as much fat as possible and just try and get healthy again. So it was intense. Like, I'm not going to lie, like the exercising was hard, like to actually get up and be bothered to go to the gym day after day after day. And again, this is in November, like the darkest time here in Finland. So to wake up, look outside, see that it's just dark and be like, right, I'm pumped, let's go to the gym. Nah, it wasn't easy. But here's the thing about having a coach like Curtis. I didn't want to let him down. I almost didn't care about myself. I was like, I can't let Curtis down. He's putting in the effort. He's like giving me all these tools. There's no way I'm gonna not do this now, because, you know, God forbid I would do something for myself to get myself healthy. I just don't want to let him down. So after 2 months, I had lost 3 kilos, which doesn't sound like that much, but I had put on almost 1 kilo of muscle and lost 4.5 kilos of body fat mass. And I think that's like a really important thing to know, because when you're working out and you hop on the scales at home, by the way, I got to tell you about my scales. Man. You hop on the scales and it gives you a number, and then you go away and you're like, okay, well, that's the number, I guess. And at least with like an old school mentality about your weight, you know, high, like bad, low, good, right? But it's not really until you look at like where the proportions of that weight are that it actually really matters. Because I'd lost 4.5 kilos of fat and I gained almost a kilo of muscle, yet the scale, if you just look at the scale, it said I lost 3 kilos. And like over 2 months, you'd probably be a little bit disappointed with that. So that's why I think that this in-body scan or some kind of like scan of your body is really important. Now, onto that, my scale told me I had like over 40% body fat or something. And I looked at that and I was like, man, there's no hope for me. Like, how am I going to get down to like, I don't know, under 20% body fat from over 40? I think it said 42% or something. But then when I looked in the mirror, I was like, this doesn't look like the body of someone with over 40% body fat. But then I took this in-body thing and then I talked to Curtis and he was like, yeah, the home scales, they don't do a very good job, especially if you already have like quite a lot of muscle and if you're tall. Like they just don't work very well. So if you have one of those that does like one of these body scans, take the results with a pinch of salt and maybe go and get one of these professional ones. So yeah, after 2 months, I was pretty satisfied with these results. But then came the hard part. After the 2 months, I then did a couple of weeks, I think it was, of a bulk. Now this was, I think I did 2,800 calories, so it wasn't like that much, but it was more than I'd had over this whole time. I'd been having like 2,300. So I upped my calories just for a couple of weeks until I put on 1 kilo. And then Curtis was like, right, time to cut. And what that means is just dropping your calories down and kind of working out in the same way. And that's where you start to lose weight. So then I went from 2,800 calories to 1,800. Like a drop of 1,000 calories. And I was going to do that for 3 or 4 weeks. Sriracha, just a little. That's the key to me not losing my mind with this. It's not that bad. But you know what, honestly, I was excited because like it'd been like kind of steady progress at this point. And like with the scan and stuff, I could see that like my body was changing as well. Like even in the mirror, I was like, man, you're looking much better now. It doesn't look like only 3 kilos lost. Like you can tell that I'd put on some muscle and lost some fat, of course. But yeah, I was excited then for this slightly more radical change. So welcome to week 12. I've just kind of scratched the surface of where I want to be like health-wise, and really it's only come in the last couple of weeks where I've been really feeling a big shift. I'm noticing like I'm definitely stronger, I'm certainly fitter, and this comes at the end of what is supposed to be the end of the cutting phase. So I've been on 1,800 calories for the past, I think it's 3 weeks. And this morning I'd lost 800, what was it? I forgot. I think it was like a kilo over the past week. Still good, still very good. Anyway, I was sat at one of the benches in the gym and I was like, man, I have to ask Curtis, because the plan was today to switch back to 2,300 calories, I think was the idea, and kind of go into a little bit more of a maintenance phase for this last week. But I was like, last week, week 12, I've got to push it. I've got to push the cut for 1 more week. So I messaged Curtis. I was like, mate, would it be crazy to push the cut for 1 more week? And he replied saying, you haven't plateaued. He's quite happy to do 1 extra week and take us through to the end of the 90 days. So extending the cut 1 more week. I'm feeling good. I don't feel hungry anymore like I did at the start of this cut phase, and yeah, I just feel great. I feel really good. I don't feel, like I said, I don't feel hungry. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. I don't know. Feels good. So I did 4 weeks in total of the cut, and here are the results. So we started at 136 kilos. And after my third scan, I got down to 126.2. So I was 200 grams off 10 kilos. Now, the body fat. This is where the big changes happened. Started at 40.1 kilos of fat, and I got down to 31.7. So as I said at the start, it was 30% body fat, and then it went down to 25. So like a 5% body fat reduction. In 3 months, that's pretty good. But the thing I'm most happy about is that most of the weight lost was fat. And that's really cool. But aside from all the like facts and figures, how I feel in myself is just, it feels like I'm back. It feels like I'm myself again. Because like back in November, anytime I would like walk past a shop window or a mirror or something, I'd see my reflection, and I would actively avoid looking at myself because I didn't recognize that person. It was a stranger looking back at me. And all it took was like 3 months of admittedly hard work, dedication, and help from Curtis. There's no way I would have been able to do this without Curtis, by the way. And I've told him that, like, you've changed my life, mate. It's crazy. But yeah, looking at that guy in the reflection again, I'm starting to recognize myself. And like, can you imagine how hard it is for someone that makes their living looking at themselves and editing like video of themselves? It was hard. So yeah, I was feeling like I was back. Kat was noticing that, you know, I was back to myself again and just like being happier and more energy and all that kind of stuff. Then there's the other like fitness stuff, which has been really cool. Like for example, I ran a 5K on the treadmill. I don't think I'd ever run like for more than 2 minutes since school. No, that's not true. I played football for a little while, but like for like, I don't know, since moving to Finland like 7 years ago. But yeah, I did a 5K on the treadmill and it took like 35 minutes or something, so I didn't like break any records or anything, but I did it, like, and I didn't stop. I ran for 35 minutes non-stop. But you know what, it's also just about those little wins along the way, like losing that first kilo and like running for 2 minutes and then running for 5 minutes and then running for 10 minutes, you know. It's just like at the start of this kind of journey, like there's almost like big leaps every week or at least every month, like where you're just noticing really like cool stuff about yourself. But yeah, I mean, Curtis and I had an agreement for 3 months, but now I'm actually going to be paying for his services. He gave me this like first 3 months for free, and now I'm just like, I don't want to stop here. Like, let's carry this on. I think I've got at least another 3 months to get to where I want to be. But yeah, that has been my fitness journey over the last 114 days. Now I know it's been 114 days because I've logged my food every single day on MyFitnessPal, and it tells me. See that up there? 114 streak on MyFitnessPal. So yeah, I really wanted to make this video, first of all, of course, for Curtis, because he's such a great guy. He's such a good coach, and I hope that some of you who are looking to change your life and, you know, get healthier will get in touch with him, and hopefully he can help you the way that he's helped me over the past 3 months. But also like to document this for myself, to be proud of myself for this, because I am. Like I think I've done a really good job. But also I hope this acts as some kind of inspiration for people. Like we're, you know, almost, I don't want to say halfway through the year in like end of March, but you know, we're a good chunk of the way through the year. I'm sure some of you had some resolutions that have maybe faded off now. But yeah, pick them back up. If you haven't gotten to where you want to be, come on, let's do this. I'm still going. Let's keep going together. Now, once again, about Curtis, I'm going to put all his links and stuff in the description. If you do like even feel remotely like you think that he could help you and just be accountable, you know, to somebody else, that's been the biggest thing for me, to just not want to let Curtis down, and like for him to know that I have to put every piece of food that I eat into MyFitnessPal, and he can see that. Like I went to London a couple of days ago and I was like, this is going to be terrible for my food diary, but I'm going for a pizza with my family, and I now have to admit that in MyFitnessPal. Of course, could have just not put it in and said, oh, I had a salad, but I don't want to cheat, like, you know what I mean? So I put it in there, and then we chatted a couple of days ago, and he was like, yeah, seems like you had a nice time in London. But we chat all the time as well, like, actually, one last funny story about having to be accountable. I think it was just as I started my cut, he'd put porridge on my nutrition plan for breakfast. And I'm a big egg guy. I like eating eggs for breakfast. And so I looked at the nutrition plan and I was like, I'm not a big porridge person, to be honest. I'm just gonna have eggs. And yeah, that'll be fine. It's protein, you know, it's good, whatever. I had eggs for like 2 days. I put it in MyFitnessPal. And on like the Wednesday, on the third day, I get a call from Curtis. I'm like, we don't have a call scheduled, so I answer. And he literally, first, doesn't say hello. He's like, Dave, why the f*** are you eating eggs for breakfast? And it was like, yeah, I put it on there for a reason. Like, we need your carbs in the morning, just stop eating eggs. But that's exactly what I needed. I needed someone to be like, don't eat eggs now, eat your eggs later, have porridge now. So, you know, it was really good. But yeah, it'd be really cool if some of you would hop on with Curtis, because I mean, it's like quite affordable in terms of personal training and coaching and stuff. And yeah, we can all be renegades together, I guess. But again, I'll leave all Curtis's links in the description. Go and say hi and tell him I sent you. All right, well, I guess that's about it. All right, take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.